got a comment on my most recent video. It says, "Your ignorance regarding the Department of Education is as resounding as it is blithe. Still lovely bit of cash under the table for advertising Final Destination, TJ. Very nice too, you fat, ignorant, micro-dick, hypocrite, sellout coward. Oh, and your chaos magic woo-woo bullshit is absolutely risible, by the way. I mean, it's legitimately a source of considerable amusement for the small percentage of your viewers who aren't crawling sycophants. Still a nihilist, are you? Yeah, right. Oh, and as to ending the video with "I love you all," are you trying to fool your audience or yourself? You love only one person, and that person is you, selfish sack of ugly guts. Just when you think there's no more sweethearts in the world, you meet a fellow like this, and you can just tell that there is a smile upon his lips, and a spring in his step, and a song in his heart. Right? Beautiful thing. I got a whole long list of stuff here that just kind of shows the failures of the education department, but I don't know that I need to go into all that, because it can always be argued lies, damned lies, and statistics, you know? You know, in a big, bloated bureaucracy, there's lots of different variables, and that gives people lots of excuses, lots of opportunities to explain away why things just ain't working. When it comes to the Department of Education, we can point out so many different factors. The way funding is allocated, the way standardized testing is used, Common Core problems. All of these different programs have been tried over the years. No Child Left Behind, Race to the Top, Every Student Succeeds Act. And none of them have really done much. The scores, they flatlined. Back in the 80s, they haven't really done much since then, and now they're actually in decline. We can get into other variables as well. Disparities in treatment of genders, races, classes, cultures, etc. There's like an 8% turnover of teachers every year. They don't get paid very well, thankless job. And increasingly, all of the creativity is sucked out of it. They're expected to teach more and more students in larger and larger class sizes with less and less resources, even though we're actually spending more than not every country out there, but we're spending more than a lot of them. And a lot of the countries that we're spending more than are doing better than us on the tests. The Department of Education is a failure. It's not working. And I thought it would have went without saying, but I guess it doesn't, so I'll make it even more clear. I don't think that Trump is going to replace it with something better. I know that Trump's game here is cut federal spending for the sake of cutting federal spending, because that's what the Republican Party's always wanted. And also, this is a way to leave it up to the states so that all of the right-wing religious states can put Christianity into the curriculum. And that's not a good thing. I obviously don't support that. But at the same time, I can look at what Trump's doing and say, that's dumb. But I can also look at what we've been doing for the past 40 years and say, hey, that didn't work either. Just because I don't like Trump's plan doesn't mean I have to like the plan it replaces, or even have to pick a favorite. I think that we need to completely reevaluate at this point. Moving past the Department of Education stuff, you say that you think that I was paid by whoever made Final Destination 6, whatever studio, or I guess whatever firm markets for them, to mention Final Destination 6 in my video. Which, to me, just highlights another failure of the Department of Education, because as you're coming at me with this ultra haughty attitude of superiority, you are so dumb that you honestly believe there's a marketing team somewhere that's like, hey, you know what we need to do to organically promote our movie? We should advertise on the Into the Fray channel, formerly the Amazing Atheist channel. And the other person's like, oh, well, is it like a really big channel? Oh, it used to be. Now it gets like 10 to 20,000 views a video. Maybe 25 if it's lucky. Oh. Well, it's like a movie-oriented channel, right? No. He talks about movies occasionally, but that's not really his bread and butter or anything. Oh. Well, he's gonna give us like a glowingly positive spin on his video, right? No, he's gonna lambaste us for being a bunch of dumbasses who don't know how fans work. And then he's gonna say that he's probably just gonna see it even though it looks really dumb. You really think that that scenario is more likely than just the fact that I am like a well-known lover of schlocky horror movies and that's why I'm talking about it? Because I literally grew up with that franchise and I've literally watched every single one of those movies up until now? And this was like a popular trailer that a lot of people were talking about and I thought I could maybe get a few views on? You think that's the more likely thing than the studio decided to slip me a bunch of money under the table? Well, let me just emphatically deny. No, I didn't get any money to promote Final Destination 6. Although, if they'd come to me and said, hey, you want some money to promote Final Destination 6? I'd say, sure. Why not? I like money. But that didn't happen. And if you had a decent education, you'd probably realize that. What else did the guy say? Oh, my chaos magic shtick is risible, which means laughable, in case you didn't know. So what? I don't care. I mean, I made it clear in the video where I talked about chaos magic extensively that I am not interested in converting people. I'm not interested in making people believe as I believe. It is simply a belief that I have come to, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to take it seriously. I don't take it that seriously. Chaos magic embraces fun, embraces absurdity, embraces kind of recognizing it's all bullshit. That's part of the fun of it. It's just a more romantic and interesting way to view the world. Now, does part of me believe it? Sure. Part of me is also still skeptical because I can compartmentalize. In fact, compartmentalizing different sets of different beliefs, even contradictory ones, is an integral part of chaos magic. So yeah, have your fun, have your laughs. I don't give a shit. And it's funny to me. It can be funny to you. It can be funny to all of us. We can have a big old hearty chuckle together. And what was that last thing you said? Oh, that's right. The love thing. You said that when I say I love you, it's insincere because I only love myself. No, that's not true. I love you. Now I want to make it clear what I mean when I say that. Do I mean that I have some sort of parasocial relationship with you in particular? No. What I mean is that after years and years and years of effort, I have come to find it within myself to love humanity. And this is something, I don't know if you've been watching me for a very long time, you'll know that this is something I've been struggling to do for a very, very long time, to find love for humanity. And I finally did. And it was when I let go of my need for consistency. Because as an atheist and a skeptic, everything had to always line up just right. And then I realized belief doesn't really work like that. And things can be incongruous. Things do not have to be oppressed by the tyranny of consistency. You can compartmentalize. And so I am able now to partition off my love of humanity from my hatred of humanity. Where I would have just once been completely fuck you, now I'm only like 70% fuck you. And the rest of me is like, they must be in pain. They must be hurting for some reason. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't feel the need to talk like that to a complete stranger. But I get it. I've talked to complete strangers like that too. I've woven my little poetry of hate against random people that ultimately had done nothing to me, but who I just felt represented something I didn't like. But it's silly. And I feel bad for myself when I do that. And because I have love for humanity, and because I am empathetic, I feel bad for you for doing that too. And not just in a self-serving way, because it's me. That probably helps. I'm not going to deny that I am selfish. I'm not going to deny that I am self-obsessed and megalomaniacal. I know these things about myself. I've done the introspection. I've confronted the shadows within, to an extent anyway. I haven't achieved self-actualization, if that's a thing. I won't claim that. But I have a pretty good awareness of myself, I think. And again, someone with very little self-awareness of themselves would think that too, so who really knows? But at least I question. And here's the thing, I know that all that hate and all that bitterness, all that rage at nothing, it's just bad for you. Doesn't really help anything. Doesn't help you. Doesn't help the world. I hope you can let it go, man. But if you can't, fuck you. Have a nice day.
If you've made it this far, congratulations. You've been officially indoctrinated. The next step in your transformation is simple. Subscribe to this channel. Not because it helps me, but because it completes you. Smash that bell icon like it owes you money so you never miss the sacred transmissions we beam directly into your frontal lobe. And hey, there's a link in the description. Click it. Maybe it leads to forbidden knowledge. Maybe it's just merch. Only one way to find out. Now go forth, digital wanderer. And remember, algorithms are watching. Always.